How about that, Qatar? Thoughts on the Burkina Faso discourse? Oops, there goes another village to ISIS.
Paula, what is Qatar saying about this?
Well, we have a strong statement from Qatar, as you might imagine. They have issued a statement through their foreign ministry spokesperson saying that this attack is a, quote, criminal assault, also saying that it is cowardly and that it is a blatant violation of international laws.
Yeah, that's true. Basically, Israel, my understanding is that Israel postured about wanting some kind of negotiations with Hamas negotiators in Qatar, and then rather than participate in the negotiations, we just, I guess, the U.S.-Israeli, union, bombed the residential buildings that the negotiators were in.
And norms. Now, Doha would be furious with what has happened. It's worth pointing out, as Jeremy mentioned there, that the Hamas main negotiator, Khalil al-Hayya, is stationed in Doha. He also met with the Qatari Prime Minister, who's also the Foreign Minister, just on Monday, we understand.
Apparently, the White House has, somewhat condemned the Israeli strike targeting Hamas leaders in Qatar, quote, does not advance Israel or America's goals, White House says. That's funny. Too bloodthirsty for the White House. Incredible. On Tuesday, Israel carried an attack targeting senior Hamas leadership in Doha, the Qatari capital, at the heart of talks to mediate a deal to end the Gaza war. Explosions Tuesday morning tore through what Qatar's Interior Ministry said was a Hamas residential headquarters in Qatar. The attack failed to take out Hamas leaders, including Khalil al-Hayya, a central figure in the group, but killed his son and a top aide, Hamas said in a statement. Wonderful. I'm sure this will only further entrench good norms between Israel and their Arab neighbors. The Trump administration criticized the Israeli strike in stark terms. By the way, we might be publicly criticizing this, but I'm sure we knew about it anyway. This morning, the Trump administration was notified by the U.S. military Israel was attacking Hamas, which very unfortunately was located in a section of Doha, the capital of Qatar. Yeah, because Trump loves Qatar. He loves the shiny. He loves, he loves it. Carolyn Levitt said at a news briefing Tuesday afternoon, unilaterally bombing inside Qatar, a sovereign nation and close ally of the U.S. that is working very hard and bravely taking risks with us to broker peace, does not advance Israel or America's goals. Trump is really only okay with warmongering if it serves his interest in being like a big boy. If it doesn't make Trump look like a big boy, like the Iran bombing did, or he thinks it did, right, then he doesn't really want. Levitt did not say the extent to which the U.S. was forewarned of the attack, but said the White House was notified of it by the military. Great, great, great. This will continue forever. Ryan Grimm tweeted about it. About the U.S. complicity in the attack. Here's what happened. Trump said a peace deal to Hamas. Hamas met to discuss it in Doha, where the U.S. is mediating talks and has a base, and Israel bombed them, presumably with U.S. support. Yeah, that sounds about right. The strike in Doha was aimed at Hamas negotiators who were gathered to discuss Trump's ceasefire offer. According to a Hamas official speaking on Al Jazeera, as much as Trump carried out fake nuclear talks with Iran in order to kill Iranian negotiators. That's true. We did do that with Iran as well, didn't we? That's like a trademark Trump tactic. It's basically the most bitch-made thing you can do, right? Like faking a negotiation so you can strike the negotiators.
International condemnation of Israel's attack has been mounting all day. French President Emmanuel Macron said Israeli strikes in Qatar are unacceptable and war must under no circumstances spread in the region. British Prime Minister Keir Starmer said, I condemn Israel's strikes on Doha, which violate Qatar's sovereignty and risk further escalation across the region. The German Foreign Ministry said the attack was unacceptable, violating Qatar's sovereignty and threatening efforts to free hostages. Meanwhile, Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan said the attack was a clear violation of international law, adding that Turkey stands with its Palestinian brothers and its ally Qatar with all its means. In a moment, Charlie Angela will have more on the reaction from the UK, but first, here's Natasha Butler.
Reaction from the UK? Well, I have a feeling what they're going to say. I have a feeling I know what Starmer is going to say. What will Macron do if Israel doesn't listen? Probably the same thing that he did the last 500,000 times that Israel didn't listen. Look, there's just not much. We're dealing once more with like the disconnect between Western leadership and Israel, where the West wants to use Israel as our preferred like petri dish for military and surveillance technology, and Israel really wants to do like a big Holocaust and establish Greater Israel, you know? And as much as we need Israel to be that testing ground, it's actually really politically inconvenient for Israel to do stuff like fuck up the Gulf states.
New York this month. France not the only European country, though, reacting to that news from Doha. Also, we have heard from the Spanish government, who strongly condemn these attacks, calling it a flagrant breach of international law. The same with Ireland, also their government condemning these attacks. All those countries watching developments very closely indeed, as you can imagine. Natasha Butler, Al Jazeera, Paris.
Very fun. Oh, is this security camera footage of the bombing? That did look like a bombing.
Just past 17 GMT, that's 8 p.m. here in Doha. We're following breaking news. The Israeli military has carried out airstrikes on Hamas leadership here in the Qatari capital. A senior Hamas member has told Al Jazeera that at least 2 people have been killed. And he confirmed that the son of Hamas's chief negotiator, as well as his office manager, were among those killed. But he said senior members of the Hamas delegation survived the attack. Qatar's Interior Ministry has now said that a member of the security forces here has also been killed. They had gathered at this location at the time of the attack to discuss the latest ceasefire proposal from the United States. An American official has told Al Jazeera that Israel had alerted Washington before the attack. Let's look at the map. Let's see where this happened. The attack happened in the Leg Taifia neighborhood. That's north of Doha's West Bay commercial district. The area hosts a number of foreign missions, including the embassies of Brunei, the Philippines, and Iraq. Leg Taifia is a
phenomenal triangulation here. Jesus Christ. So many diplomatic buildings here.
Largely residential community, and it hosts several local and international schools. Qatar's Interior Ministry has confirmed a member of the security forces was killed in that Israeli attack. The attack resulted in the martyrdom of Corporal Badr Assad.
It's going to remain a problem for literally like the rest of our entire lives. Israel has gone from being a pariah state in the Middle East to bombing like every neighboring country every day. How many countries have they bombed, man? Like borderline, like I'm sure at some point they'll find an excuse to bomb Saudi Arabia or whatever. They'll you know, might as well go for the hat trick and get all of them. There is no, like, Israel will not be able to exist in the Middle East. Its existence will genuinely be propped up on the threat of nuclear retaliation and American support, and that alone.
Mohammed al-Humaydi al-Dosari, a member of the Internal Security Force. While performing his duties at the targeted sites, a number of security personnel were also injured. The competent authorities continue to survey and secure the targeted area using the explosives unit of the Internal Security Force. Al Jazeera's Charles Stratford is live from the Corniche in Doha for us. Charles, so in addition to a violation of Qatar's sovereignty, we now have confirmation that this Israeli attack has killed a member of Qatar's law enforcement.
Yeah. But it didn't kill the leader they were looking for, so in that respect, it's kind of a failure on their end. Oy, oy. Many such cases. Yeah. I still don't get it. The West was much harsher on South Africa. Yeah, because we weren't using South Africa as a petri dish for the aforementioned surveillance and military tech. Do you have any idea how many ties there are between, like, Palantir and... Like, Palantir's CEO is a massive Zionist. Very outspoken about it. Not like a quiet, oh, follow the money kind of way. If you want, like, aggressive on-the-ground testing for militarized surveillance, you want to do it in around the perimeter of what is essentially a concentration camp, you know?